Welcome to the CloudM Archive demo. We'll take you through CloudM Archive, our secure, reliable, and scalable data archiving solution, showing you how easy it is to archive your Google Workspace users to Google Cloud Storage. Let's get started! Firstly, in order to understand what CloudM Archive is, you need to know how it links to CloudM Automate. CloudM Automate is one of 4 of the CloudM modules along with Archive, Backup, and Signatures. Its primary function is to automate IT onboarding and offboarding tasks, helping admins to save time, automate the reallocation of licenses and control costs, and prevent data loss. Now, what is CloudM Archive? Archive is another of the 4 modules of CloudM, which specifically works alongside CloudM Automate. As a part of your CloudM offboarding workflows for leavers, CloudM Archive performs the migration of those users' mail and drive data from Google Workspace to Google Cloud Storage. This further facilitates the automation of the reallocation of licenses, controlling costs, and preventing data loss when users leave. Getting started. Before you start archiving your users' data, you need to configure your Google Cloud Storage. From the left-hand menu in CloudM, go to Archive, then Storage Configuration. You'll first create your storage bucket in GCS. It's important to understand what storage classes are supported by CloudM Archive. Please see our knowledge base for supported and recommended storage classes. Archive requires its own dedicated storage buckets. Upload your service account key, enter the bucket name and encryption key ID, if applicable, and choose the specific region before testing the connection. You can then set the retention period for this storage bucket. You may create and configure multiple storage buckets for different departments, teams, or locations, for example, with their own retention periods for different item types. The first bucket you configure becomes the default. This is just the default bucket for all archivals, but if you have multiple buckets configured, you can specify different buckets for different sets of users through different offboarding workflows like this. If you are subscribed to Google Vault, Google's e-discovery tool, you can also configure archival for leavers' deleted data. The CloudM Archive Vault configuration ensures that users' deleted data stored in Google Vault can be archived, in addition to their active Google Workspace data. Here, only a service account key and admin email address are required, and multiple service accounts may be added in a scenario where a lot of Vault data may need to be archived. Users' deleted data from Vault will be archived in the same bucket that their active data is archived to. It's important to understand the difference between CloudM Archive and Google Vault. In a nutshell, e-discovery is an information governance or litigation tool which allows admins to perform very broad term-based searches across all users, emails, chats, or files, typically for legal reasons. Google Workspace data that has been deleted cannot be restored after 25 days via Google Vault, only exported. CloudM Archive is not an e-discovery tool, rather a tool which helps to automate the offboarding of users, reallocate their licenses, and archive their data for retrieval at a later date or time as or when needed. Searching is less broad and can be done per user, but data can be restored to a specified account. Now let's configure CloudM to archive users' data. CloudM syncs with your Google Workspace directory, allowing you to assign automations to any of the levels of your organization, for everyone, for OUs, or for groups or CloudM-specific smart teams. For the purpose of this demo, we'll simply apply the following steps. Archive their data to a specific bucket before unassigning their current Google Workspace license, then deleting the user. Once the steps are added, the steps can be configured accordingly. It's quite simple to specify what to archive for this OU, email or drive data, and to what GCS bucket. And we'll apply a 30-day step delay before deleting the user. Then save. While the workflow saves, consider that CloudM Automate, Backup, and Archive complement each other in an organization's user lifecycle. Onboard users, backup their data while they're active, until eventually offboarding the users, archiving their data, purging their backed up data, and finally deleting them. You can learn more about CloudM Automate and Backup via our website or by speaking with our sales team. Now let's go to the directory and archive the user via the offboarding workflow we've configured. This asks you how you wish to proceed, by following the OU's offboarding workflow or just deleting the user. You can review the offboarding workflow steps before then confirming it. In CloudM Archive, you can restore partially or fully. Partial restoration is a key feature of our product. Here, you can select a user and whether you want to restore specific emails or files, or in bulk based on a date range filter from the archive. Emails are archived as emails in .eml format and restored as email. Drive data is archived in Microsoft file formats, and there is an option to preserve permissions and/or the original file type when restoring. Let's take Drive, for example. There are powerful filters here to help with finding particular items, by title, date, or file type. And once a file or files are found, you can choose to restore them, who to restore the data to, and specify a folder in their My Drive, and whether to preserve permissions and/or the file format. Full restoration does exactly that: restore or bulk restore mail or drive data fully, or based on a specific range. When performing a full restoration, all archived data, or all within a range specified, can be restored to a specific user and Gmail label or drive folder, including the option to preserve permissions and/or file format. The archive status screen shows you the number of processes of the selected type of archival currently in progress, completed in the last 30 days and completed in total. This information is also visible via the dashboard. In the table, you will see a detailed list per user that shows key information and the status, whether running, completed, failed, or purging. The search feature allows you to search by status or email address. For each user, you can click to find out more information. This is particularly handy if a user has failed. You can find out why and retry if necessary. Here's the user we archived previously. The restoration status screen allows you to search for and view all restorations that you have carried out on the domain, including those that are running. At the top of the screen, you will see a quick summary of restorations in progress, restorations in the last 30 days, and the total. You can view the status of all user restorations, and if failed, for example, see why and optionally retry them. The Purge Archive screen allows you to manually purge all archived email or drive data for a user from the archive, if, for example, their archived data is no longer needed while their data is still within the applied retention period. There may be occasions where you want to bulk migrate users to Google Cloud Storage using CloudM Migrate, rather than archiving them via CloudM offboarding workflows. This option allows you to sync that data to CloudM Archive post-migration. For more information about CloudM Migrate, please see our website or speak with our sales team. CloudM enables organizations to save time, automate the reallocation of licenses and control costs, and prevent data loss. You should now understand what CloudM Archive is and how it works with CloudM Automate to make a vital part of your data retention cycle. How to configure it, how to set retention periods, how to archive levers, and how to restore data. Thanks for watching the CloudM Archive demo.